Hello and welcome to the Source One podcast. Consider us your source for the latest procurement, supply management, and strategic sourcing insights, anytime, anywhere.
Hello, my name's Andy Jones, and I'm a recruiter here at Source One, a Core-centric company. And today I'd like to talk about how to stand out in supply chain staffing as a recruiter, but we could also use this as a way to stand out as a recruiter in general, regardless of the industry that you're actually recruiting in. As we all know, the job market has changed radically in the last 4 years, which just isn't recruiter speak. This is now a candidate-driven market, and employers consistently name skill shortages as their primary challenge in refining procurement. There's a definite lack of talent, as that is what holds companies back from getting to the next level. It stagnates growth, market share, and also revenue. So there is indeed a shortage of talent that are pursuing other job opportunities, but there is no shortage of recruiters. So how do we as recruiters stand out and differentiate ourselves from the rest? Whatever position you're looking at to staff and whatever industry you're hoping to support, the actions that I'm actually going to go through will help you separate yourself from others and can turn you from a recruiter into a power broker. Rule number one is to know your industry, first and foremost. This is why it is paramount to have an industry focus and a niche. So without industry knowledge, your credibility will go out the window to anybody that you talk to, either candidate or client. And although recruiting's a big world, both positive and negative words travel very fast, as we all know. Pick up the phone. And I know that kind of seems a little antiquated nowadays, but that's what we have to do. After you finish a search, that means physically getting your candidates together, pick up the phone and speak to the candidate using a list of position-specific questions. If you can't reach them, don't forget to leave a detailed voicemail. If the candidate that you feel is a good fit on paper, email them the job description and invite them to connect on LinkedIn. But make sure you use this email to set up a more formal conversation as soon as possible. Figure out when, how, and where you can best reach them. I know people don't always read their emails, but who doesn't at least get an alert when they've received a new message? I know I do as well as we all do. Follow up. You should make calls to your submittal pipeline at least every other day. So this is after we've identified a candidate and we want to submit them. We might not have heard back from our client, but make sure we're touching base with our candidate every other day. Honestly, it's not a lot of work, but most recruiters won't make this effort to keep in touch with their candidates. In many cases, a candidate won't hear back from their recruiter until they've received an interview request. Others will have to wait until they've been turned down. We have to ask ourselves, how hard is it to remind a candidate that you are still alive and working on their behalf? It's not very hard. The slightest effort often goes a very long way. Letting your candidates know that you're available, number one, builds loyalty and helps you distinguish yourself as a dependable advocate. In a market flooded with recruiters, such as myself, you've got to earn this distinction. Put yourself in their shoes. If you put yourself out there and engage a recruiter, you would expect and deserve that level of attention. Know the role. As a recruiter, subject matter expertise is everything. It's how you build your reputation and it's how you deliver results. You have to know enough about the job, company, and the industry in question to provide details you wouldn't find on a job rec or a job description. It's possible that a candidate could look great on paper but ultimately prove a terrible cultural fit. Your insights should help empower you to quickly and confidently make these assessments. The only way you can gain these insights is by conducting research and asking the right questions of the hiring manager. Cover your bases because a bad fit will not look good in the eyes of a client or a candidate. It sounds simple, and the reality is, it is simple. Complicated problems always have easy solutions. Know your industry, stay consistent, follow up, and know the role for which you are recruiting. In other words, separate yourself. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Source One podcast. For more strategic sourcing and procurement insights every day, visit our blog, The Strategic Sorcerer. Want to provide feedback or suggest a topic for a future episode? Let us know at prrequest@sourceoneinc.com. Thanks for listening.